Prophet Clement testimony is on the internet again in a news feed, like I say. And this time around, it is about something that everybody needs to know about. Unless you already have premium information on that. The reason why I'm saying everybody needs to get this information is we all work with numbers, one way or the other. Some of the numbers are prophetic numbers that we need to understand. You don't always have to get a prophet to explain to you these numbers you see, this you see. And as it stands now, there is a particular number I see every now and then on my screen, on my phone, time, regards to time and all of that. It is not coincidental because it happens every time. So Prophet Clement testimony, sorry, explains numerology in regards to the prophetic. Let's hear what he said.
Before you watch it, very crucial, very important. It's been almost over a year, and then this video is now going to come out finally based on popular request. Please share this video. The Lord bless you. When you keep seeing repeated numbers, all right, you keep seeing 842, 962, 114, 555. You see them on your phone, on the clock. You are driving on the street, by the car, behind car number plate. You see them in the visions, trances. You pick them up. I mean, your friend is talking to you, then he'll just quote a number, and you keep having those numbers reoccurring to you and repeating itself to you over and over again. God is trying to communicate with you, and you have to understand the prophetic number code before you can decode it. Now, don't forget that God begins to communicate with us through numbers, symbols, tokens, and all these things. The Bible said in John, the chapter 37, the verse 9, that Joseph had a dream, and the dream he saw that what? He saw the sun, he saw the moon, and he saw 11 stars. So the sun and the moon were for the parent, and then the 11 stars were for the brothers. So the sun, moon, mother, father, and then the other stars. So you could see 1, 2, and then 11. All right, 1, 1, then 11. So God was communicating something that has to connect with his family. So maybe, for example, you see 116. All right, 116. You keep seeing 116. And then you should ask yourself first and foremost that, in my family, how many are we? So your mother, your father, 1, and then your 6 siblings. Are you with me? So you have to now begin to do the research by yourself, or the calculation by yourself, which I'm going to teach you. Is very easy. And before you know these things also, like I said, you have to know what every number stands for. And then when you know them, then we can proceed. We also saw in the book of Revelations 1:20, we saw how John the Revelator began to see the visions of God, and Christ himself came to him. And the Bible said he saw 7 lampstands, and he also saw the Son of Man with 7 stars in his right hand. All right. And the Bible said the 7 stars stands for the 7 angels. So I keep telling people that sometimes when you see stars in heaven, they are not all stars. So some are angels. That's just by the way. So the 7 stars stands for the 7 angels. And he also said that the 7 lampstands stands for the what? The 7 churches. All right. So he saw 7 stars, but it was talking about 7 angels. So you should be able to decode the number and what God is trying to, speak to you about. Many times when you watch the Bible, or in the days of old, God will begin to do what? Will begin to communicate with people based on what they know already. So for example, if you've seen the Statue of Liberty before, and God would want to communicate something to you in a vision about USA, he will use the Statue of Liberty. So when you see the Statue of Liberty in a vision, God is trying to tell you something concerning USA. Are you with me? So that is how the whole thing is. You saw how the King Pharaoh also had a dream, and then he saw some 7 fat cows and then 7 weak ones. The dream interpretation came that it's going to be a first 7 year of plenty or abundance, and then right after, famine would also happen. That is going to take 7 years. So all these things are prophetic understanding that you have to now know. Before you can understand this one, you have to know what 1 means in the Bible, 2 means in the Bible, 4 means in the Bible. You should know all the numbers and their meaning prophetically. So number 1, what is the prophetic meaning for number 1? I am doing from 1. I can even start from 0, but 0 prophetically means emptiness, void, nothing, or no. So when you are seeing 0, 0, 0, God is trying to tell you something that corresponds with your life at that particular time. That, look, watch out, it looks as though your life is empty. There is nothing you are doing. Nothing is going on. It's like you are at a standstill. There is no productivity. That is the 0, 0. So let me skip that and let me go to 1. So number 1, Number one stands for unity. Hallelujah. When you read Gen 2:24, you see it says, "A man shall leave the mother and the father, and then the two of them shall cleave, and they become one." So when you see one stands for what? Unity. And also one also stands for the number of God. All right. So the Bible said, "Hear, O Israel," in the book of Deuteronomy 6:4, "Hear, O Israel, the Lord thy God is one." So when you see one, so for example, you are seeing 111. Okay, God is trying to communicate something to you about unity or about himself, because one is the number of God and one is the number of unity. So God is trying to tell you something. All right. So maybe there's an issue with somebody, your mother, your father, you are not speaking, and God is now beginning to show you 111. Normally, when some things are happening in your life at that particular time, then and then you start seeing those numbers. God is trying to connect what is happening at that particular instance in your life to those numbers. So when, for example, you are in school, all right, and then maybe things are not going well with you at the school, and you are seeing 000, God is trying to tell you that, look, your education is under attack. If you're not careful, you come out of this school and then you wouldn't have anything doing. All right, maybe your certificate will not be useful. It will be, non-effective and all that. So based on your current circumstance, so you have to now analyze what is happening in your life at that time, and then you can project and know what those numbers are trying to pinpoint exactly, even in your life. Because I told you that God will use the things that is happening around you and the things that you know and you are aware of to communicate with you. So you saw that even in Pharaoh's dream, when he was showing him the 7 cows, he used cows because God was talking about farming and agriculture. So you see, the first one he used cow, and the next one he used grains. So grains and cows, animal husbandry, and then crop husbandry. So God was trying to use the cow and the grain to communicate something about agriculture. So that was the everything is very calculated. God will not go far from what is happening around you. He wants to bring you to the place where he wants to show you that, oh, this is what I am now doing, what I am now talking about. So one is the number of unity. Let's go to two. Two is the number of covenant. All right. The Bible said in Amos 3:3, "Can two work together except they agree?" So two is the number of covenant or agreement. Number three is also the number of God. All right. That is the Trinity. You could see God the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. They are what? They are three. You would see the holiest of holies, you will see the outer court, and you will see the inner court. So you see all these number 333, they are always connected to God also. And you could also see that Jesus Christ began his ministry with, "It is written, it is written, it is written," miensa, or the number 3, and he ended with, "It is finished," also the number 3. So there is always a connection with God and the number what? And the number 3. Jesus Christ had 3 core disciples. The disciples, 3 of them were very close to him. Are you with me? He began the ministry at the age 30, and then he ended it at the age 33 years. He died and rose on the 3rd day. So if you see the number 3, God is trying to communicate something about himself to you. All right, he's trying to let you know, or trying to bring you closer to him. He's trying to communicate something that has to do with himself. So I am going to teach you how to now add up the numbers to get either 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. I will get there very soon. Number four is the number of balance, power. It's also the number of authority and the number of the seasons. All right, it's also the number of territory taken. Number 4 for balance, power, and then authority, and then also the number of seasons. All right, so for example, when you are trying to find out something, when you see 1, 1, 1, 1, all right, when you see 1, 1, 1, 1, all right, that is 4. 1 plus 1 plus 1, that is 4. So as you add them, 1, 1, 1, 1, you add them, God is speaking to you that 4 also stands for what? The number of authority or seasons, or also the number of what? Balance and power. So for example, if you are trusting God to overcome something, all right, and then you see 1, 1, 1, 1, making it 4, God is saying that I am giving you authority over that thing. Because as you add all those ones, you had 4, and that 4 stands for what? It stands for authority and then balance. It could also mean season. So if you see the number 4 and you are going through some tough times of life or rough patches, and God gives you this number 4 after you have made your calculation, God is trying to tell you that there is a new season going to open for you, or this is the season you are in, but guess what? He is with you and he will open a new season. Number 5 stands for a miracle, grace, and also possibility. Because of time, I will not explain, else the video will be too long. Number 5 is grace, miracle, or possibility. All right. And then you can see it in Leviticus 26, verse 8. Number 6 stands for the number of man. In Gen 1:26, we saw man being made on the 6th day. So number 6 stands for the number of man. It also the number of the flesh, all right, or evil manipulations. The number of man or flesh or evil manipulations. So when you add up and you get 6, and God is trying to talk to you about yourself or maybe another human being or an evil manipulation that concerns your life. Number 7 stands for perfection. It stands for rest. It stands for new glory. It stands for completion, and it also stands for the Spirit of God. So when you are adding up the prophetic numbers and you get the number 7, these are the meanings. Number 8, it stands for new beginning. New beginning. It also stands for a fresh start. Okay, new beginning and a fresh start. All right. And number 9 is a holy number. All right. It's also a spiritual number, which stands for fruitfulness. All right. So you could see the 9 gift. God gave us the 9 gift. All right. To make us fruitful as a church. All right. It also stands for birthing. All right. So the number 9 stands for your fruitfulness. When a woman is pregnant on the 9th month, she gives birth. It is birthing. It's also fruitfulness. And the gift of the Spirit are 9. God gave them to us to perfect the church. Number 10 stands for it was mentioned 242 times in the Bible. All right. The number 10 stands for authority. All right. And it also stands for something that has been separated unto God. And it also stands for what? Completeness of order. All right. When an order is completed, number 10 stands for completeness of order. Now, for example, you could see how God gave us the 10 commandments. All right. So the 10 commandments is it's like a whole package, a complete order or a complete template God has given unto mankind. So the number 10 stands for authority. All right. That is the thing. Now, even the tithe. All right. He says that the tithe, we should now do what? We should now take a 10th part of it. All right. We should take a 10th part and pay it as tithe. So when you are adding and you see maybe 10, 10, 10, whilst you are adding, God is trying to tell you, work on your tithing, because you are not really doing well in that area. All right. Number 10 also stands for judgment. All right. Number 10 also stands for what? Judgment. Because you could see how God gave the people the 10 plagues. You saw how the 10 plagues came upon the people, hallelujah, of Egypt, in the land when God was trying to release his people. And also Jesus Christ used 10 parables. All right. He used 10 parables. He spoke about the 10 virgins. He spoke about the 10 talents. And then he also made 10 I am statement. Jesus Christ made 10 I am. I am this. I am the bread of life. He made 10 times of those I am statement. All right. So it's also speaking about in the book of John, it's also speaking about authority, and it's also speaking about a completion of order. 10 also stands for political power. You could see in Daniel chapter 2, we saw the 10 toes, all right, and we also saw the 10 horns in Daniel chapter number 7. We saw the 10 horns. Those ones also stood for what? Political power. Number 11 stands for betrayal. All right, it stands for betrayal. It stands for turning away from God. The time when things becomes very difficult. All right, so when you see 11, you could see that there is a betrayal. Now, you saw that when Jesus Christ had the disciples, the moment that Judas left, they became 11. All right, they were 12, but as one left, they became 11. He turned away from God, and that state of Christ having 11 disciples was the state of betrayal, where things was going to get ugly for him. So if you see the number 11, it is not really a very nice number. Hallelujah. Now, also, Jesus Christ said something. He said, have I not chosen 12 of you, but one of you is a devil. So 12 minus 1 is what? 11. So when you start saying 11, 11, it means that be careful of betrayal. Be careful of people who are close to you. Be careful of something that is about to happen even in your prophetic destiny that you are not even happy about. So the number 11 is actually a number that you have to be careful of. It speaks about rebellion. It also speaks about people who turn away from God. So you could see even in the book of Genesis chapter 11, you saw how the people wanted to rebel against God by building the tower of what? Of Babel. 11 is a very, very funny and very strange number. The number 12 is governmental foundation. It stands for rulership, it stands for completeness, it stands for nations and authority. All right. Jacob had 12 sons, which represented a nation. Is that true? All right. Now, Jesus Christ also came and he chose 12 disciples. Those were the governmental foundation. When an institution is perfected or when an order is really established, that is the number 12. So when you are praying and then you start seeing number 12 after you have done your prophetic adding, God is trying to say that from henceforth, I'm going to make you a firm foundation. I'll make you rule even in the affairs of men. 12 stands for rulership, completeness. It stands for nations, authority. Like I've said about Jesus, who chose the 12 disciples because that was his governing structure, his governing establishment to rule and to possess. All right, and then to operate on the earth realm in his full measure. All right, so it also means stability. It means a firm establishment, and it means dominance. So anytime, so Christ chose 12 for dominance. He made Israel have 12 sons for dominance to establish his cause even in the realm of men. Are you seeing that? When you go further, you could even see that the new Jerusalem, it has 12 gates, and the 12 gate has 12 angels. All right, and even over the gate there will be the names of the 12 tribes of Israel, and the city and the great wall also had 12 foundation, which the names of the apostles were written on them. Are you seeing that? So all these things, all right, the number 1 to 12 stands for these meanings. So now, having explained what these meanings are, now let's go straight to the point. Let me give you one example and let me close. So for example, you see the number 682. You see 682. Now let's do the maths. 6 plus 8. Okay, 6 plus 8 is what? Is 14. 6 plus 8 is 14. Now 14 plus 2 is 682. So 14 plus 2 is what? Is 16. Now 16 is more than the 12. All right, it's more than the 12. So now 16, we have what? We have 1 and 6. 16 is more than the 12. I did up to 12, but with 16 we have 1 and we have 6. So you also add the 1 and then you add the 6, which will give you what? The number 7. Which will give you what? The number what? 7. What is the number 7? What does it mean? Perfection. All right, it means a season of rest. It means new glory and a new completion. So maybe you are praying and then you see 862 or 682. Like I said, you have to add all of them to get one of the prophetic numbers, either from 1 to 12. If it's above 12, then you have to do the math again and then you have to add up. So if it's 13, if when you did your addition of the numbers you saw and they were 13, what you have to do is that 13 is what? Is 1 and what? And 3. 1 and 3. So you add 1 plus what? 3. You are going to get what? 4. What is 4? 4 is the number of power and of balance. So maybe you are going through a lot of things in your life, your business is not going well, and then you see the number 13. God is just telling you that power is coming and your business is going to experience a balance from henceforth, because the 13 is 1 plus 3, which will give you 4, and 4 is the number of balance. So let me see some of you, your calculations down below. The video is getting too long. Let me see your calculations down below and let us learn. Any question that you have, you can kindly comment below and then I would answer. It's a blessing and it's worth listening. God bless you. And then I've shown you how to now calculate all these numbers when you see them. God bless you. Please share this video. Share it right.
It is always about how to make the numbers make a meaning, make sense to you. So when you see 111, how do you come about it? I was watching a broadcast where Prophet Angel was explaining some prophetic numbers, right? He didn't go deeper, but he was trying to explain something about, Elon Musk having to be the sixes or something like that, right? There's a particular, those who follow, you know what I'm talking about. And he was using those numbers to do some calculations, and all of that, then I've had a preview of that information. So when I see numbers in real life continually, I try juxtaposing and calculating, but still I don't get everything into details. Now, Prophet Clement testimony is doing that now, like details. When you see this, you see that every number and its meaning. Zero means this. You know, some of the numbers have multiple meanings, right? So when you amalgamate or bring all of these numbers together, then they will give you a meaning, right? God is communicating to us at every point in time. There's somebody listening right now, you don't even dream, but it doesn't mean God does not communicate with you. God can communicate with you through symbols and signs, but you are not paying attention to that as well, like numbers and all of that. You see, so this is why it's very important. Somebody will say, why, what do I need this for? It is very important, very, very much important. I'm telling you. Some people see numbers in their dream and then they put it together and stake lottery and then they win. Some people don't win. Well, maybe yours is not for the purpose of lottery. Yours is for another purpose. Yours has another meaning. All right. So that is the point here. I think this is very, to me personally, I'll put premium on this video, for this week, amongst all of my posts. I think this video is my favorite. I didn't want to post this video earlier, but I said, come on, a lot of people will need this, so I'll post it. I might post it on both channels, right? My name is Chodanis. I love to break down gospel messages like this. Make sure you subscribe if you've not done that. Kindly put us on post notification. Visit the description box. Subscribe to the backup channel. Let push the numbers up there and put us on post notification there as well. Honestly, thank you for watching this video, man.